The Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We are going to discuss XRP. This is the one-day chart once more. At $2.18, we are seated here. Right now, XRP is mostly simply moving sideways. The 7-day chart shows that it fluctuates between $2.15 and $2.25. Additionally, Bitcoin is somewhat declining at the moment I'm creating this video, but it's still above $95 to 0 cents K. All I want is for Bitcoin to start making a significant impact. That will indicate the start of alt season, after which we will move on to a utility run. If bulls overcome this price level, a breakout for XRP is imminent. This article's argument is that we will flip $3.00 if we break above $2.30 once more. Right now, I see a lot of people saying that, but I'm just waiting for a significant catalyst of some kind. The Fed is anticipated to lower interest rates this week. That might also be highly significant for cryptocurrency. Additionally, everyone predicts that Bitcoin will also take off. They anticipate that the price of Bitcoin will reflect the M2 money supply. We will have to wait and see. Ripple opens up. Rumors of a Circle takeover have caused escrow to release 1 billion XRP, 1 billion tokens were unlocked, 700 million tokens were locked back. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Circle issue, but since Ripple and Circle are currently being discussed daily, they should use. I would wait to have at least $10.00 to $15.00 if you intend to profit from this run. I wouldn't sell your XRP for less than $100.00 if you intend to take a profit. Even if someone bought it for 50 cents, they're missing the whole idea of what's coming, since this is huge. But I'm more interested in passive income. As you can see, the institutions are keen to invest in XRP. Our ETFs may launch in the near future. Rippleverse, the SEC hasn't even made an announcement yet. That will pave the road for institutional adoption. Therefore, it will be another significant one. Additionally, we have regulations pertaining to cryptocurrency, and ideally they will be clarified before summer even arrives. It will probably occur at or near the same time, in my opinion, and when the stablecoin than to not own it at all. The next financial system is dominated by XRP, and I don't even think you'll have to wait that long. You might anticipate a simple 10x this year and maybe a 50x next year if you were purchasing XRP now. Additionally, if you keep it, you can receive a return of 100 or even greater the next year, 100 times or more, because this coin will begin to be driven by utility. There is nothing that can prevent that from occurring. We are no longer in 2020, we are no longer in 2022. We have a pro-crypto government, pro-crypto Congress, and pro-crypto SEC in 2025. And their only goal is to advance innovation. Why not keep this cryptocurrency in your possession? I don't want to lock up my money, or cryptocurrency is just mystical internet money, say some who remain on the sidelines. This is not real at all. When this cryptocurrency takes off, it will happen quickly. So we're paying close attention to XRP. They observe the extent of its disruption of the banking system. Additionally, if Ripple were to acquire USDC, it would only make Ripple stronger and XRP stronger. It would unlock a whole new realm of usefulness for XRP. However, this agreement is not finalized. People claim that the agreement is already finalized. It took place in the background when no one was looking. Brad Garlinghouse would have come out and made a comment on this, or at least posted a straightforward X post, but it hasn't happened yet. Additionally, everyone else would be discussing this as well. I continue to believe that they will close this deal, as Circle currently gains more from it than Ripple does. Circle's situation is dire. It's significant when you're deducting $1 billion, 0 cents from your revenue to pay Coinbase, and letting Ripple buy Circles in my opinion, the greatest method to get a new contract. The goal of Ripple is to transfer hundreds of billions or even trillions of dollars, connecting banks around the world. Susan Athey, a renowned economist and former member of the Ripple board of directors, listen to it. Regarding alternate cryptocurrency, there was a group of people who would stand up and say things like, it's scale economies, the best thing doesn't always win. Bitcoin was first, Bitcoin. Everything is going to be Bitcoin. These other things are all going to die. This group included some of our well-known tech leaders in Silicon Valley. I would get up, slightly raise my hand, and explain that business software is more complicated than the Betamax, VHS, and Netscape against Internet Explorer. Actually, there are usually numerous vertical solutions catering to distinct market segments with varying feature combinations in enterprise software. I therefore reason that we will observe various systems for various objectives. But that's actually kind of how it's changed. In my opinion, there isn't a single size that fits all. Ripple aspires to transfer hundreds of billions or maybe trillions of dollars between institutions around the globe. Thus, a highly scalable system is required, and it remains that way to this day. If you were to visit X at this moment, all you would see is Bitcoin. People are trying to convince you that Bitcoin will rule the future financial system. Bitcoin's inability to scale is the issue. In addition to being slow, it is highly costly. The new financial system will never include it. And back, you may have predicted that Bitcoin will be fully adopted between 2014 and 2017, for example. The banking system will be overtaken by it and all transactions will be made in Bitcoin. However, everything changed after that when everyone began to take Ripple seriously. Jamie Dimon most certainly did. To get some of the escrow, he dispatched a group of individuals to Ripple's offices. Additionally, Jamie Dimon was informed by Bic and Ripple that he could go pound sand. The escrow will not be given to you. And there was the beginning of the 2020 Ripple versus SEC case. However, the narrative changed when everyone recognized that there was a superior alternative to Bitcoin. At that point, Bitcoin suddenly turns into a store of value. Due to its failure as a payment system, it is now considered digital gold. And they continue to attempt to maintain those storylines in 2025. However, as Ripple has already expanded over the past 10 years and installed rails in every nation on the planet, it is more difficult to maintain the narratives. When you own XRP, you can tell that you are holding the future in this way. In the first place, it was never Bitcoin. Why the price of XRP does not yet reflect its actual value. The price of XRP is not currently being driven by utility. And they immediately claim that over-the-counter transactions conceal the need for XRP. And I concur with that. The way XRP is being used is one of the primary reasons its usefulness has no bearing on its price. XRP is purchased over-the-counter by the majority of institutional players, not in public interactions. Therefore, despite banks using XRP for transactions, trading data does not reflect that volume. Despite the high utility, this separation keeps the price comparatively constant. The banks aren't yet engaging in enough transactions to affect the price of XRP. Additionally, I believe that the banks are testing out XRP in a big way. Although Hidden Road is a trump card, things can change shortly. Now, Hidden Road was recently acquired by Ripple, though not yet. We are aware that it will be a significant event. In the upcoming months, that will become a significant issue. I think that ETFs and speculation could help overcome the gap. I believe that ETFs will provide institutional investors with a means of gaining some exposure to XRP. And after they begin to understand what it is designed to do, some of them may decide to fully engage in XRP. But that's what's currently preventing XRP from moving forward. The token's worth is still not apparent to us. The value is still loaded. It will eventually reveal itself. Therefore, you had better be holding out for it. And this indicates unequivocally that there are organizations purchasing XRP in those over-the-counter dark pools. According to a glass crystal chart, the number of XRP whales is increasing, and a record high of addresses holding 10,000 or more XRP exceeded 300, indicating strong investor confidence. A portion of this is now retail purchasing. However, every time you see a transaction for XRP, such as 29 million XRP being purchased, you can watch it passing through wallets. Usually that XRP has been moved by institutions. Without a doubt, that is not retail. Therefore, I do think that there are a lot of over-the-counter trades on XRP. However, I believe that XRP will remain locked away for a very long time, particularly if they intend to use it for its intended purpose. Therefore, that would undoubtedly result in shortages in the future. However, as I mentioned at the start of this video, XRP is still looking great at the moment. It's still sitting here at $2.00 and 18 cents and simply moving sideways. Additionally, I'm hopeful that Bitcoin maintains its 95K level until the following week. Additionally, let's hope that the Fed lowers interest rates and stimulates the market. But until everything happens, maintain your patience.